In this video, we're going to have some practice problems regarding Hess's law.
The fuck? What are we getting into? I'm so excited.
This is also called as the indirect method of solving enthalpy of reactions. So let's have the first one. Given the following equations and heat of formation values, determine the heat of reaction at 298 Kelvin for the reaction B2H6 plus Cl2 yielding 2BCl3 plus 6HCl. The first thing that you want to do is to take note of the reactants and the products because these are the things that you want to get in your final reaction. So everything that is not present on the main equation needs to be cancelled. Now let's take a look at the first equation. So I have here BCl3 plus 3H2O. Now what can we get from the first equation? BCl3, right? BCl3 here is on the reactant side, but on the main equation, it's on the product side and you have 2 moles. So what you have to do is to flip this first equation and then you have to multiply everything by 2, okay? You will get this equation. Take note that the heat of formation was multiplied into 2 and the sign is reversed. So from negative, it became positive. For the second equation, we can get here B2H6. It's on the reactant side, it's 1 mole. In the main equation, you can see 1 mole of B2H6. So you don't have to do anything, you just have to copy it. Then on the third equation, you need to have CO2 on the reactant side and HCl on the product side. So it stays as is, but you need to multiply it by 12. Why multiply it by 12? So that you can get 6Cl2. Remember, 12 times 1/2, you will get 6. 6, 6. Take note, you have to also multiply this by 12. Okay, so you will get this equation. After manipulating the data, you can now cancel or subtract or add. Okay, so what can I cancel first? I can cancel H3BO3 because it's not part of the main equation. What else? I can cancel 6H2O. I can also cancel 6H2. The things that are not cancelled are part of the main equation. I'll have B2H6 plus Cl2. I also have 2BCl3. Now for HCl, this is 6 and this is 12. So this will get cancelled out and 12 minus 6, you will get 6HCl. Now compare this to your main equation. It's the same. Now you have to add everything here. This will give you negative 1,376 kilojoules. So this is the heat of the reaction.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Let's have another one. Calculate the value of the heat of the reaction for the following reaction using the listed thermochemical equations. So again, the first thing you need to do is to identify the things that you need in your main reaction. So for the first equation, P is not on the main equation, Cl2 is not there as well, and PCl3. So personally, I skip this first. Okay, so let's go to B, equation B. In equation B, I can get here P410. This is on the product side and P410 is on the reactant side. So I have to flip, okay? I won't multiply it to anything else because they are both 1. So I'll have P4O10 yielding P4 plus 5O2. And then I'll just copy this one. But this time I'll flip it because I reversed the equation. Next, equation C. I can get here PCl5. So again, this is on the product side. PCl5 is on the reactant side and it has 6. So I have to flip and multiply it by 6. So I'll get 6 PCl5 yielding 6 PCl3 plus 6 Cl2. So I'll get the positive 84.2 times 6. Okay, let's go to the last equation. I can get Cl3PO. So it's on the product side. This is on the product side. But this is 10 and this is 1. So I have to multiply everything by 10. So I'll get PCl3 10 plus 1/2 times 10 is 5, yielding 10 Cl3PO. So this is negative 285.7 times 10. Okay, now let's go to A. So I need to cancel 1 mole of P4 and 6 moles of Cl2. So what should I multiply here in the first equation to get 1 mole of P4 and 6 moles of Cl2?
Okay, we're thinking.
Obviously, it's 4, right? Because 4 times 1/4, this will give you 1 P4. 4 times 3 halves will get you 6, right? So 6, this will cancel. Okay, so multiply this by 4. Do I need to flip the equation? No, because P4 is on the reactant side. This P4 is on the product side. They will cancel. So I'll get P4 plus 6Cl2 yielding 4 PCl3. So this will be GO6.4 times 4. Okay, now let's cancel things. So this P4 will get cancelled, Cl2 will get cancelled. What else? I can cancel PCl3. So on the product side, I have 4 PCl3 and 6 PCl3. So adding the two, I'll have 10 PCl3. And on the reactant side, I have 10 PCl3, so they can all cancel. Okay, I can also cancel oxygen, 5. So now we can add everything. So I'll get P4O10 plus 6 PCl5 yielding 10 Cl3PO. Okay, so this is the same as our main equation. So what you have to do is just multiply everything first. Multiply this, multiply this, multiply this one, and then add. So this should give you negative 610.1 kilojoules. Okay, I hope that's clear.
Is it?
Okay, so let's have another one. Given the following equations and enthalpy values, determine the heat of reaction at 298 Kelvin for the reaction 2OF2 plus 2S yielding SO2 plus SF4. So let's start right away with the first equation. OF is here, reactant side. The main equation, you have 2 moles. So you have to multiply equation A by 2, right? So I'll have this. 2OF plus 2H2O yielding 2O2 and 4HF. SF4 here is on the reactant side. However, SF4 in the main equation is on the product side. So what you have to do is to flip the equation. So this will become this one. Take note that the enthalpy is now positive because you reversed or flipped the equation. And then for third equation, we can get S and SO2. And it's on the reactant side still. So I just have to multiply everything by 2. So I'll have 2S plus 2O2 yielding 2SO2. So we can now cancel some compounds. First is 2H2O, cancelled. We can also cancel 2O2. We can also cancel HF. And then I have one SO2 on the reactant side and two SO2 on the product side. So just subtract and you will get this. Now it's the same with our main equation. So what you have to do next is to add all the enthalpy. So you will get negative 319.5. Okay?
No.
Next, determine the heat of the reaction for the following reactions using the listed enthalpies. In equation A, I can get N2H4. It's 1 mole, 1 mole, so I don't have to do anything but copy the equation. For equation B, H2 plus 1 half O2 yielding H2O, I can't really get anything from here aside from H2O, right? So I'll skip it first. I want to go to the third equation. So third equation, I can get H2O2. It's on the product side, but in the main equation, it's on the reactant side. So I have to flip this. And as you can see, you have 2 moles of H2O2 on the reactant side or in the main equation. So I have to flip and multiply everything by 2. Okay, flipping this would give me a positive enthalpy. So I'll have this one, and it's positive 375.6 kilojoules. Now for the second equation, H2O. So it's 4 in the main equation and 1 in equation B. So I have to multiply everything by 2. Why 2 and not 4? Because I have 2H2O here, right? So if this is 2 plus this 2, I'll still get 4. So I'll have this equation. Now I can subtract or cancel things. So cancel O2. Okay, 1 mole of O2 from A, 1 mole of O2 from B. So the O2 of C on the product side will get canceled. Then I can cancel 2H2 as well. Okay, so just add everything or bring down everything. And 2H4 liquid plus 2H2O yielding N2, and 2 moles of H2O plus 2 moles of H2O will give me 4. It should be 4. 4 H2O because it's 2 plus 2. So then just add this and you will get negative 818.3 kilojoules. Now let's have the last example. Okay, first equation we can get SOCl2. This is 2 and this is 1. So I have to multiply everything by 2 and then flip. So I will get 2SO2 plus 4HCl yielding 2SOCl2 plus 2H2O. So this will be negative 10.3 times 2 because we flipped. Next, I can get POCl3 here. So it's on the product side, but this is 2. So I can multiply this by 2. So 2 PCl3 plus 1 half times 2 is 1 O2 2 POCl3. Next, I can get P here and Cl2. So I need to get 2 moles of P and I need to get 5 moles of Cl2. But Cl2 is present in equation 3 or equation C and equation 4. So I will consider P. Okay, so I need to multiply this by 2. So 2P plus 3 halves times 2 is 3, yielding 2PCl3. For the last equation, I want to get this. Okay, Cl2, because HCl is not needed, O2 is not needed, H2O is not needed. So again, I need 5 Cl2. I have 3 already and this is 2, so no need to do anything about it. Okay, by the way, this one is 325.7 times 2. This one is negative 306.7 times 2. And this one is just flip. Okay, so I can get 2Cl2 plus 2H2O yielding 4HCl plus O2. So this is just flip to O2.6. Right? What can we cancel? We can cancel O2. We can cancel HCl. We can cancel PCl3. We can also cancel H2O. Okay, that's it. So we can write our equation 2SO2 plus 2P plus 3Cl2 plus 2Cl2, 5Cl2, yielding 2SOCl2 and 2POCl3. Okay, so just add everything. You should get negative 1082.8 kilojoules.
At yun ay tuldok.